so what happened was, I don't know, it's such a long and detailed history that it's so convoluted that it's very difficult to explain to almost anyone or anything. But John, who called himself first the student, then the master, basically left the continuum where he had been. I was there too, but first I went to Earth. It was about 3 billion years from the standard reference point, which is 2001. And I wanted to investigate the nature, the dual nature of Time Lords. We have two natures. There's kind of like two sets of DNA inside us that we're made of. Now, Time Lords became non-corporeal when we achieved the final stage of evolution, right? But we do have a corporal essence. So it's very important to know that. And normally when we travel through time, we don't take our corporal essence with us because it's just too intense, I guess you'd say. But anyway, I went to investigate, and then I was returning to the continuum. And anyway, along about that time, I was reported to be by my children that the other Time Lords, that John had basically gone mad, has stolen a craft that's supposed to be exclusively for the Overlord, that is, the Chief Time Lord, and had gone through the vortex to go to the past. He was basically he was trying to get back to where I was at the time. But I was returning to the continuum through the vortex, and we kind of passed each other. Now the archivist, the librarian, you can call it many names, but it's the basis of all knowledge. Everything that can be and will be is within the archive. Basically decided to allow my essence and John's essence to pass through each other. And it was an exchange of information. I think the archivist felt that I would be able to find out what had gone wrong with John. Anyway, John went to about 3 billion years ago, but the archivist, through its technical wizardry, bounced John in the spaceship, the time ship, to the year, to about 65 million years before standard reference point, which is about the time the dinosaurs ruled the Earth. Yeah. Anyway, his entry into the atmosphere was like a huge explosion. It's interpreted that the Earth was hit by a comet, but it wasn't. It was hit by John and his essence. He had taken his essence, his literal corporal self and his non-corporal self with him in the ship to the past. Anyway, when I got back to the continuum, it was reported to be what had happened. And we already knew that what John did was cause the extinction of the dinosaurs. The dinosaurs were destined to rule Earth, that planet. And Earth is the source of all worlds. All worlds everywhere depend on the Earth. It is like the Great Mother. Anyway, now I go back to the more current situation. So the CIA hired John. Now John, right now he has no corporal essence. His corporal essence, after he stayed 65 million years on this planet. He's probably been here 66 million years now. And his physical essence dissipated long ago. He couldn't keep making copies of himself. Couldn't keep reconstituting himself, but he has a non-corporal essence. He can take control of simple creatures like these monkeys. We're called humans, if you want. And anyway, so John, when I first came to Seattle in 2010, he revealed his essence to me. He revealed himself in a certain form at the Union Gospel Mission, and again at Starbucks, and again on the Route 36 bus. I hadn't really seen him except for once when he was on a bus headed north. He was talking about the fact that he wanted a bigger church. So he started both Christianity and Islam. I mean, Christianity basically has his name. Islam, of course, has his imprint. But anyway, the CIA decided, because it was too good to pass up to have an advanced humanoid, even if they didn't have a corporal essence, but still to hire him. He can move between corporal presence. I mean, he could be in one form, or he could be another form. He's normally in a form where I can see him periodically on the street and elsewhere. Sometimes at Starbucks. But today I saw him at the Union Gospel Mission again, similar to his first manifestation back in 2010. A little different, a little younger, a little taller, but it was him. So I'm guessing that the DCI decided to detail my request to John, and John basically made contact with me today. Anyway, this is the essential facts, just the facts of our conversation. He said I should pack my bags and bring my toothbrush, which I guess means I'm going to jail. So, or elsewhere, maybe a long journey. But I was satisfied at least the DCI did, give me some benefit of the doubt. Let me talk to the, And then the problem with John is I don't really hate him, but he's kind of, he's an arrogant son of a bitch. He makes more money than I do. He hasn't worked as long as I have. He's got a better title. He's a case officer. I'm just an operations officer. But anyway, so I was glad that I at least got some acknowledgement of my request. So, this is a covert world. This is a mysterious world. Anyway, I've told a lot on these YouTube channels, probably more than I should. But the thing is that things are winding down to crunch time, and I fear when it finally gets down to crunch time, there may be nothing left of this planet. Nothing. Unless, of course, the children of this world save it. Children, young children, are the essence of the salvation. They are the best weapon against John. See, my job is to kind of undo John's damage. John knows that. But he kind of pretends like he's working with me or for me. But he's not. He's working against me. And I'm against him. I gotta fly. Anyway, that's all I can say, except for there's one little thing I want to say, but I can't right now. I'll tell you a bit later.